Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a little update on the R Black Tarot. I did an initial impressions and walkthrough of this deck when it came in the door, and I've had a little bit of time to work with it and do some readings, and I wanted to point out a few things that I've noticed that I didn't notice initially. So I talked about the fact that the edges or the corners are unrounded and the edges are pretty roughly cut on and they're uneven when you look at them and when you go to shuffle. But something I didn't really notice was I hope the camera's going to pick this up okay. Some of the sides are actually have a fairly smooth cut. There's no little white hanger little bits that kind of hang off the edges when they have a rough cut. And these seem pretty okay. But the two other sides look like they're kind of mangled. All that white that's kind of hanging off the edges, and it's the same way on what is the top of the cards. It just looks like it went through. I mean, I thought these were like, hand cut with some type of a trimmer, but it looks like some of the edges just got completely mangled. And the thing that concerns me about this is that, well, first of all, I spent $100, more than $100 with shipping on this deck. So that bothers me. And second of all, what I've noticed is that when this tends to happen, the decks are very likely to start to chip at the edges. You don't have a nice smooth edge, and right off the bat, you're gonna have problems. In my experience, it ends up having problems with chipping, like chipping onto the the backs of the cards and sometimes onto the face of the cards. So that's, I mean, honestly, for what I spent, I'm really disappointed in that. My excitement to get this deck, because it's truly an amazingly beautiful deck. The artwork, cannot say enough good things about the artwork. And in my excitement, I just, I kind of took a glance at the deck, and honestly, I didn't really notice it at first. So I wanted to point it out for anyone who's considering getting a copy of this deck. The other thing is that I'm not real sure about this cardstock. It feels like it doesn't really feel overly thin. I mean, this is a mass market deck, and it's really actually a little bit thicker than that. But this cardstock feels so much sturdier than this cardstock, and when you bend these cards, they snap back right away. They don't really keep too much of a bend in them. If you bend one of these cards, it keeps the bend. It doesn't have any, I don't even know what type of cardstock is more durable, that gives you a little bit of snap back that is gonna hold its shape. I mean, cards are meant to be bent and shuffled. And these, if you hit this the wrong way and bend it too far, these are going to crease. And the fact that it you can bend it out of shape and it keeps that shape doesn't make me feel really good about using these. And in fact, I'm at a point now where I have to decide, I've spent so much, do I just use them and know that they're going to get, potentially damaged and have problems, or do I put them away as a collector's item? I will say, with these corners, these sharp corners, I've already bent one of the corners. There's a reason that we don't have sharp corners in decks anymore, because they're not durable. If you look at very old playing card decks and tarot decks that had this type of edge before they started to round corners, you'll notice a lot of the corners on those decks are gone. they bend, and then eventually, over many uses, they just completely tear off. Oh, look at that. I've got more than one bend. I've got a bend in the corner here, and I know, I think it was the Queen of Cups, I think, also had a bend in the corners. And I have not been rifle shuffling these, not since that first video where I just kind of showed, that they could be rifle shuffled, that they bend, but the edges are uneven, so I wouldn't recommend shuffling them that way. So I've been just, gently overhanding these cards as I've used them, to do some readings on my Instagram. So I really feel that for what we paid for these decks, the quality should have been much better. And I really hope that these decks will be reprinted. And honestly, I feel like the people who spent all this money, deserve a reprint and perhaps some kind of a discount on a new deck. There are lots of indie decks that are done on quite lovely cardstock, and they're done with, fancier boxes, and they come with a book, and you might pay $60. Sometimes you can pay $50, but for $100 for this to not come with a book, it's a pretty sparse packaging. And then to have, honestly, to me, one of the biggest things is this rough cut on the edges. I'm disappointed. I'm just gonna say that. I really was looking forward to this deck and using it regularly because I think the art is so beautiful and unique for a tarot deck. And now I just really feel like if I use it, I'm going to destroy it. So do I use it knowing that, or do I, put it away and not use it, but know that it's going to be there, for me in the future. So I don't know. So I just thought I would share. I'm kind of bummed about it. I don't think I'll be doing more readings with it after. I think I posted one, or I'm about to post one this morning. And then I don't think I'm gonna be. I don't think I'll have this in regular rotation. It might just be something for special occasions. And I really hope that that a reprint is considered, perhaps with a better manufacturer who can do this artwork justice and who can give us a deck that is both lovely and durable and usable. I didn't buy this deck just to sit on a shelf as an art piece. I bought this as a deck to use, and I don't really think that it's I don't think it's going to hold up to use. So a little bummed, but I wanted to share because I think if anyone's, I don't know if there's still copies left of this, but if anyone's considering buying this still, or if anyone's going to get a used copy of it, I think that you should know that what you're getting, and for the cost that's being paid for this. I really think this could have been much better. And more durable. So thanks for stopping by my channel. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments for me. Be sure to pop by my Instagram and say hello. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.